So in this video, we'll be reacting to an interview with the founder of Quant, who talks about the fall of stablecoins and how he thinks it will play out. We're obviously talking about unregulated stablecoins like USDC and USDT, and he talks about exactly how he thinks it will unfold if you're a holder of Quant, or just in general if you're invested and involved in the crypto market. Watch this video till the end, as we do have a lot of value to go through. At the moment, the price of Quant is $128. It's actually down 3% in the last 24 hours. It's a bit interesting. We've been seeing some pretty good days for crypto. There is some, well, I wouldn't exactly say extreme greed, but there's quite a lot of greed at the moment in the market. In fact, if you go through the current market, it is green throughout. Bitcoin has gone up 32% in the last 7 days, Ethereum 20%, and really it riddles on throughout the market. Some are calling it a bull trap. I can definitely see why. We've been misled a couple times already, but we could be onto something, right? The signs are there. There's a lot of greed in the market, and it would make sense, right? But I'm not gonna put anything more to that, and hopefully you guys do enjoy this video. If you're new around here to the Crypto Maxi channel, subscribe and hit the bell, and please remember that nothing should be treated as financial advice. But with that being said, let's get started by reacting to this first clip where he does talk about unregulated stablecoins, and then we have another couple clips to react to. So yeah, let's get straight into it.
What's the outlook for stablecoin regulation, or the use of stablecoins instead of banking, given all the drama with USDC and some of the other stablecoins this past weekend?
We don't believe...
If you're not aware on what's going on with the stablecoins, let's just say they've not exactly been stable. Let's keep it at that. USDC saw some drops. There was a lot of even BUSD, so even the Binance stablecoin has had, like, let's just say unregulated stablecoins. They are unregulated. There's a lot of shady things going on, of course, around USDT, and we are seeing a lot of supply changes, market cap changes. We are seeing it, and it's not exactly the best thing to be seeing as an investor in the crypto space. You know, if one of these stable coins fall, it could harm the market massively. And I do believe regulation to an extent is going to be a good thing. But yeah, let's continue with the video.
If there's much hope for unregulated stable coins moving forward, what we're seeing is that transition of a new form of money. And traditional money has been very binary. It's a buy or a sell, it's a push or a pull. And what we're seeing is, using the technology available today, is tokenized money in new forms and in new formats, such as a central bank digital currency, or even tokenized deposits, tokenized liabilities, and these are issued by commercial banks. So we're going to see a new form of digital money that is programmable. It's able to roam, so your bank accounts can be used anywhere in the world, similar to the way cards work today, and similar to the way your mobile phone can be used anywhere in the world. And that's going to be a safer choice for consumers and businesses, because it's backed by central banks, it's regulated, it's insured, it's the same currency as you use your normal currency, but it's got more features and more functions. So we'll see a whole bunch of products being developed out of programmable money, and the first will be commercially issued stable coins or tokenized deposits, followed by central bank digital currencies.
So of course he is talking about CBDCs for when he's talking about, you know, these going to be the first products. It's going to be, let's just say we're going to have a digital pound. Of course, that's something that's been talked about a lot. A digital euro, a digital dollar, that, let's just say, is going to be the new form of stablecoins. They're going to be completely regulated. You know, it's not exactly ideal for when it comes to crypto, as of course the whole point of crypto was anonymous. I can't even say it, but basically being anonymous to the government, to anyone, to be honest, just being completely untraceable to an extent, right? That was the whole point of Bitcoin and crypto and the blockchain. But of course, now with all the regulation coming along, the only way that mass adoption, of course, will happen is through central bank digital currencies, as it looks like. As of course, if there's going to be mass adoption, there's going to need to be a black swan event coming up in the next year or two. I'm sure by 2025 it will all be rolled out, where there is actually going to be a must use for the financial system for when it comes to the blockchain. So it is going to be we have an interesting time ahead for when it comes to central bank digital currencies, and for when it comes to actual stable coins that we currently have. So unregulated stablecoins, I'm talking about DAI, BUSD, USDC, USDT, USD, some USDD. Of course, there isn't much hope for them. I feel like they will most likely be illegal to an extent to even hold. For some jurisdictions, they will really go after them. Of course, Binance recently has also got banned for their withdrawals. A lot of USA banks are not allowing withdrawals. Canada has been really strict from the very start for when it came to exchanges and withdrawals to bank accounts from crypto. It's always been seen as shady. And yeah, there is not going to be mass adoption without the government intervening. And we're going to be seeing exactly that in the next couple months to years. Of course, we've heard the news about Fed now as well and a whole lot of things. But yeah, time will tell on how everything will develop. We do have this other clip we're going to react to, which is really interesting. It's about 1 minute long. So we're going to get on and react to this as well.
Yeah, you mentioned the fear, and obviously we're seeing it with regional banks, but particularly with crypto. How big of a risk is a crypto contagion event? How big of a risk is that spilling into traditional markets? And has that been tamed now that the government's stepped in and backstopped some of these deposits?
If you look at contagion and resilience and systemic risk, this is a small drop in the ocean, what's happening this week. The actual value of what's happening is only 300 billion, and the US banking system is $23 trillion worth. So it's not a real contagion to the same effect as we had during the real financial crisis, the GFC in 2008. So the contagion has been quite successful because government overnight has stepped in. We saw the same thing happen in the UK with HSBC agreeing to buy SVB Bank, and that's been a very strong move for the markets, and it's rallying and reacting to that. But if you think about contagion, we're not risking the system as a whole. But if you look at crypto as an asset class, less than 10 years ago, in 2013, it was only 10 billion worth. Today, it's over $1 trillion.
I mean, that growth is immense, and I'm sure all of us know, but it is really immense how fast it has grown, the mass, how much is amassed in less than 10 years now from 2013, and not only that, how fast it is adopting, how fast it is spreading, in different countries. I mean, I know some countries where crypto is completely banned, and a lot of the people that obviously are living in those countries are taking payments in crypto because they do not trust the financial system in their country. Rightly so. There is some countries, and I'm not going to go into too much detail, that let's just say it isn't exactly as stable and as hopeful when it comes to financial. I'm not even talking about the USA or the UK, because as much as we might see them as not stable, they are some of the most stable currencies out there. I'm talking about third world countries in Asia, some countries even in Africa, and some also South American countries as well. These currencies are not too stable. I'm sure a lot of you know as well, and a lot of its citizens they rather get paid in crypto. They rather use and hold crypto not only as an asset but also as a store of wealth, right? A bit like how someone would hold gold or hold real estate. They prefer to actually hold crypto, and I've literally talked to some of these individuals myself and heard it directly from them. If that doesn't speak volumes, I don't know what will, because when you hear it in person from some of these guys, it is real. And even from my end, I'll trust leaving my money in a crypto, even if it is a stable coin right now, in a ledger than in my bank account. I genuinely would. And it isn't, I'm not being targeted, attacked in any sort of way, but of course it's just the fact to be secure. Anything can happen. We've obviously seen with some of these banks on how everything can go south. And I don't know, it's just more of a safety net. You feel more secure, and it feels like you actually own your money.
So the actual market of that new type of asset has become too big to not do anything about, and too big to not regulate. So we're seeing regulators understand what can happen to a market and to the rest of the system, and they're starting to regulate appropriately, moving forward.
But yeah, guys, that brings us to the end of this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it and got some value off it. It's getting an interesting time in crypto right now with greed, in the fear and greed index coming up. 63 out of 100, that's pretty mad. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. It's been by Cryptomaxie, guys. Take care and peace.